Siddhartha Gautama taught that being excessively attached to something leads to suffering. When we're too tightly attached to the outcome of a certain action, we may get frustrated when things come differently. When we're too attached to our possessions, we may anxiously fear that we could lose all of it one day. The same holds true for a variety of other areas of life. In short, when we're heavily attached to something, some form of discomfort or suffering may arise in our lives. Therefore, by learning to reduce things that don't really matter, we can gain a great level of freedom in life. Let's have a look at what else Siddhartha Gautama had to say about life, death, anger, and non-attachment. To enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind. If a man can control his mind, he can find the way to enlightenment, and all wisdom and virtue will naturally come to him. You can search throughout the entire universe for someone who is more deserving of your love and affection than you are yourself, and that person is not to be found anywhere. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. A woman of the world is anxious to exhibit her form and shape, whether walking, standing, sitting, or sleeping. Even when represented as a picture, she desires to captivate with the charms of her beauty and, thus, to rob men of their steadfast heart. He who gives away shall have real gain. He who subdues himself shall be free, he shall cease to be a slave of passions. The righteous man casts off evil, and by rooting out lust, bitterness, and illusion do we reach nirvana. Charity bestowed upon those who are worthy of it is like good seed sown on a good soil that yields an abundance of fruits. But alms given to those who are yet under the tyrannical yoke of the passions are like seed deposited in a bad soil. The passions of the receiver of the alms choke, as it were, the growth of merits. Of those beings who live in ignorance, shut up and confined, as it were, in an egg, I have first broken the eggshell of ignorance and alone in the universe obtained the most exalted, universal Buddhahood. When one has the feeling of dislike for evil, when one feels tranquil, one finds pleasure in listening to good teachings, when one has these feelings and appreciates them, one is free of fear. Let my skin and sinews and bones dry up, together with all the flesh and blood of my body. I welcome it. But I will not move from this spot until I have attained the supreme and final wisdom. What is the appropriate behavior for a man or a woman in the midst of this world, where each person is clinging to his piece of debris? What's the proper salutation between people as they pass each other in this flood? In a controversy, the instant we feel anger, we have already ceased striving for the truth, and have begun striving for ourselves. Just as treasures are uncovered from the earth, so virtue appears from good deeds, and wisdom appears from a pure and peaceful mind. To walk safely through the maze of human life, one needs the light of wisdom and the guidance of virtue. With fools, there is no companionship. Rather than to live with men who are selfish, vain, quarrelsome, and obstinate, let a man walk alone. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. I was born into the world as the King of Truth for the salvation of the world. I am not the first Buddha who came upon earth, nor shall I be the last. In due time, another Buddha will arise in the world, a holy one, a supremely enlightened one, endowed with wisdom in conduct, auspicious, knowing the universe, an incomparable leader of men, a master of angels and mortals.